Hey everyone, Pastor George here with Thursday's Mailbag, and today I have a question from Joan, or not a question. She actually just kind of sent me an image, and she wanted me to respond to it. And the image is this one. I'll put it up on the screen. It says, "When a red cardinal appears in your yard, it's a visitor from heaven." And she wanted to know, kind of I guess what I thought about it and where this comes from. So I tried to do some digging on this as to where it comes from. I couldn't find anything, so I Googled it, and it didn't have any encyclopedia entries or really anything that talked about the history of it. It seems as though it's just kind of a folk thing that people believe, right? That if they see uh, birds or something like that, especially cardinals, for whatever reason, it reminds them of deceased loved ones, or they believe that it's their deceased loved one visiting them from heaven, I guess. Um, and I mean, that's not uncommon, right? A lot of people also have beliefs like if they find, loose change or a light flickers or all sorts of stuff, right? That it's someone visiting from heaven and all that stuff. Now, I know I have to be somewhat tactful with my response here because I know that some people in the congregation might believe things like this. But I have to be honest that I don't think it's true, and the reason I don't is because I base my beliefs off of what Scripture says, and Scripture is clear that when someone dies, that they are gone, right? That they are in heaven, or they are waiting for the resurrection, right? They're not just flying around as birds checking on us. I don't think there's much of a reason for them to do that because that's God's job, right? It's God's job to look after us. So I think that these beliefs can be maybe helpful for people who are grieving, right? To think of their loved ones being near them, especially people who maybe don't have that great of a relationship with the Lord, and need some other way of acknowledging or knowing that something is out there, right? And their family cares about them. But we as Christians, we don't need that because we know that God cares about us. So there's no reason for us to go seeking for signs, especially natural signs out there. You could, I will say that you have to also be careful with a lot of these things because I looked up this online, and most of the sites that are talking about are like psychics and astrology sites and stuff like that. All this new age stuff, right? And the fact is that none of that is well based. In really anything. So it's something to be aware of and something to, push back on. It doesn't mean that, if seeing a cardinal reminds you and brings back memories of someone, that's fine, right? Seeing things, pictures do that, certain events do that, smells do that, all that type of stuff, right? Seeing that and thinking of them is fine, remembering them is fine, but believing that because you smelled something that means they're there with you, or you see a cardinal that's literally it, then I would recommend that that's not the way you should be feeling about it, and should rather be thinking, about their memory and that God is with you and watching over you, right? So there's no reason that a person needs to take the form of a bird to do that. So yeah, that's kind of my response to that. I'll leave it at that. I hope that all of you have a wonderful rest of your Maundy Thursday. I hope to see you at the service tonight and at Easter on Sunday. Peace out.